What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about HBAR today, Hedera Hash Graph. It has been a bearish week or two or three, man. It's not been good, Mr. HBAR. And I have been bearish on this thing since, I don't know when my first video was on it. Maybe it was on this day here, and then we had a reversal. I know someone made a comment basically saying, "You genius chart boys think you know everything." And I just responded, I was like, where are you going to be when this move gets gobbled up? And I asked that now, man, where you at? Where are you at? You know, I'm not a genius, but you don't have to be a genius to understand that a high and a lower high is nothing to brag about. It really isn't. A low and a lower low off of lower highs, what do we call that? We call that a downtrend. And I think that HBAR is in a downtrend right now. I think it broke out of its uptrend clearly, right? These higher highs and higher lows, it broke out of it right here. You were starting to show that whenever you broke through this with this low here. But it's undeniable at this point. We're probably going lower. I like HBAR. I want to get something across, and I want to be clear. I do like HBAR. I do think it's going to do good things. So what? You've got a week here that closed 16% to the downside. Your biggest week that you've seen really since for a while, since this candle over here. It's your biggest week, and it happens to be to the red side. But look at the volume. Not a whole lot of volume at all. On Binance, the USDT pair, the biggest traded pair in all of crypto on the biggest exchange, I don't think it's that significant. And what I do think is significant is that all you're doing is you're getting set up for another higher low. Very likely a higher low. That's what I've been saying the whole time. I do think that HBAR is in great shape. I think it's going to be a good performer in the coming bull market. If it does break its previous all-time high, its current all-time high, top to bottom here, and we break it, and we assume that we hold this low, which I do think we hold this low, you're likely going to see prices above $1.23, potentially even up to $3.22. Yes, that is crazy, but it is possible. How much of a growth would that be? And I know it sounds crazy, man, but if you've been in crypto long enough, you know that man, Dogecoin went up 1,000% in a day last cycle. It like crazy things happen, you guys. Crazy things can happen. 1272 23x, basically a 24x actually. The 1618 would make it a 64x. Hedera hash graph itself, let's go to CoinGecko, right? Come on now, HBAR, where are you at? What's your ranking at? Number 31, high market cap, 1.6 billion. If it wanted to do a 100x, that would mean it'd be worth $160 billion. Is that possible? It is possible. But that's a very high market cap in the crypto space. Breaking $100 billion, you guys, that's a very high market cap to achieve. So, you know, a 60x from here, that would basically be $100 billion right there. So is a price all the way up here possible? I think it's possible, but to me it's a little bit less likely. Maybe we do top right off around there because that is around $100 billion. And because that's an area where at the 1618, or at the 1618 you have the extension and you're hitting $100 billion market cap, that's like double resistance there. Maybe you do find resistance at that area. And again, from the current price, that'd be a 63 or 64x. If it goes lower, that number only goes up. But I do think that at a minimum, HBAR has a 23, 24x in it. I do think that it has that. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it has a lower high in it. Maybe it only does a 3x or a 7x, whatever. You know, like it's crazy that these are like boohoo numbers, because like that's still fantastic to do in 2 years, you know, relatively speaking to like stocks and traditional markets, especially because it's a crypto and it has so much volatility on the way up there. You'll have opportunities to sell and then buy back lower and then sell again, you know, throughout the whole bull market probably. But you know, like here, you found your low, you went up from bottom to top in just a couple months. You went up 800%. And then literally a month later, you went down from the top, you went down 78%. If you sold and then bought back in, and then even here you went up and then you went down, you know, like you can definitely through a bull market make your money even on a coin that doesn't 10x, which is crazy that seems like boohoo numbers, man, because it really would suck. It would suck, for, in my opinion, for HBAR if it didn't promote a higher high. I wouldn't expect that. I think it's a decent project. I think it stands a chance. It's remained relevant. It does have higher lows. lows after all, and I know it had a lot of hype in the last market cycle itself, but it would be exciting to see this thing break through its all-time highs. I don't know if it reaches a $100 billion market cap. That, again, would bring you around a price of about $3.20, somewhere around there. But breaking above $1.23, maybe even breaking above $2, I think that's totally possible in this coming bull market. That doesn't mean that it has to happen, but I think that it's possible. I would even say it's likely, just knowing what I know about HBAR and knowing how big of a following it has, and just like it's stayed relevant and all that. That really matters. Look at all this volume here on the bit. Yeah. So what? This is a very bearish looking candle on the monthly. It's what they call a gravestone doji. Let's see here. I mean, this was a huge bearish candle. Look at how bearish that candle is, and that was your bottom. You know what I mean? So who cares? Look at that. That's a Marubozu on a monthly, and then boom, you went up. Marubozu, definitely more bearish than a gravestone doji, but you had the most volume you've ever had on this candle coming off of your lows. I think that that's saying something, man. Coming off of your cycle lows in this area of accumulation, you have your most volume ever. I think on a monthly basis, I think that means you're going to break highs. I really do think that means you're going to break highs. But back to earth, back to ground zero, which we're forming right now, man. I do think you go lower. Talking about Marubozus, you basically have one here on the weekly going straight down, 16.6% to the downside. I know that I made a comment the other week. I forget where I was saying I think this thing is going to go. I think it was around like 4.6, 4.3 cents, something like that. Maybe it was 4.2 from bottom to top. Look at that, man. You actually broke straight through. Man, I really want to see. Damn, bro. You broke through your 618 on the first pass. That's not encouraging. That's really not encouraging, to be completely fair. I don't like that. You are in your oversold zone right now. That would imply that the bigger moves to the downside have yet to come, and you probably will see them soon. Out of this whole range here on a closing basis, your biggest daily close to the downside was, what was it, 8%, 7.5%. Yeah, man, you're going to see a 10% or more candle to the downside. What would that take you? Probably. I'm just spitballing here, but 10% or more, you could go to your 886. Maybe you don't break this low. Maybe you do. I don't know. I was thinking that you don't break this low, and if you don't, I would say this 886 is very essential to hold, and that's right around that 4.3 cent area, which I believe I did say in my last video. If we take this previous low here, you can see that that's right around 4.24 cents. Holding that previous area of support, holding this current support on the fib, going back, not really any relevance. I guess it's kind of an area of resistance here. That does make it a little bit relevant, doesn't it? If not, man, if not HBAR, you might do exactly the opposite of what I've been saying, which is you might actually go lower than this low, and potentially even lower than this low, because again, breaking through your 618, you guys, this happened a lot quicker than I thought it would, man. Breaking through your 618 on the first pass like this, and convincingly too, you haven't given it back. I'd say it's confirmed breakout. You're even below your 0.69 right now, struggling to get back above it. Your best case scenario would be finding a bottom around here, and I think that's not even your likely case scenario. Technically, breaking below the 618 would make the 1272 to the 1618 your likely case scenario, which would be between about 2.7 cents to 3.35 cents, and that was not, I might have mentioned it, I don't know if I did, but that wasn't even a topic of discussion up until now, up until I literally just saw this. This area has become increasingly more likely with the price action it's got. Now, does that take away anything of the bullish stuff that I've said previously? No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. I do think that HBAR has great things in store for it, but could it shit from here? Could it literally go down, what would that be, 30% to 45% from here? Absolutely. Absolutely it could, man. It's an altcoin. It's a shit coin. It's not a shit coin itself, but that's just what altcoins are. That's what they call them. It's part of the lingo. Looking at this low to high here, 786 right there, man. There is hope. There is hope, man, that you could find. But just look at, I really don't like that, man. You even broke through your 618 on this first pass. Disrespected the hell out of it, man. I don't know, man. I really don't know. Maybe you do go lower. Your 1618 is right there with the 1272. Right there at about 2.7 cents, man. Which is just crazy to me. I wasn't really expecting that. This, my, how this video has taken a different tone. Low to lows here. Yeah, whatever. Maybe not. Maybe it's more like that. I liked it before. I don't know. Maybe that line's nothing at all to consider. But all in all, you guys, I know it looks like a bunch of lines here, but really what I'm looking at is the fact that this 1618 is right there with the 1272. You have your 886 and your 786 here kind of splitting, or the 786 is splitting these two, so there is hope. But the hope that you want to cling to, which I think the likelihood is not there right now. I think the likelihood is that you go lower. But I am hopeful. I don't want to say that I would bet that this happens, just more that I'm scared that this could happen, and the charts are saying that it very well could happen. So the thing that you need to do, HBAR, you need to hold 4.3 cents. You need to hold 4.6 cents. Somewhere in that range, you need to find a low and start showing some bullish price action after that. And by bullish, I do not mean another lower high, right? Overall, this was bullish, but it was just a lower high than this high, just a lower high than this high. What I mean by bullish is you want to bounce off of this area and get all the way above here, and that's a lot. That's a lot, man. That's about a 100% growth, right? Just a little bit under 100% growth. Up to 9 cents would be 100% growth. But that's what it would take, man, to be very convincing that you're not going to go to those areas that I was talking about earlier, which is, again, that could be anywhere from about 3.3 cents to 2.68, let's call it 2.7 cents. That is definitely a likelihood at this point, man. I really did not think that you would break through, back whenever I made my first videos on this, that you would just break through the 618 like that. And you broke through it like butter, man. That's not normally a good sign. But it's not completely condemning. That doesn't mean, I know I've taken a serious tone, but that doesn't mean that it's all over for HBAR. And even if it does end up going to 2.7 cents, all that is just a cheaper buying opportunity, you guys. That's nothing bad at all. Just be aware, and don't get excited over moves like this. Yes, they're exciting if you're in it, man. That was a, what, 212? That was like, from low to high, I think that was like a 20% move, right? Low to high, 30%, 31% move. So, you know, that's exciting. If you're in it and you're buying down here and you're selling up here, it's exciting. If you're holding, though, and it comes all the way down, it's kind of depressing. So don't get caught in these lower high pumps, which it probably will have. Nothing moves in a straight line down. Even though it seems like it's moving in a straight line down, you had a day here where from low to high, you went up 8%. You know what I mean? That's can be exciting to some people. If that's getting you excited in crypto, you're in the wrong game, man. But or you're looking at it wrong, or maybe you're looking at it right, and I'm missing something. I don't know, but you need to show some life, HBAR. You need to show some life, and where you need to show it is basically at any time now, man. Any time between where you're at and this 0.886 at about 4.3 cents. That's what it takes. That's what it takes. Let's look at the. I've said that stuff enough. Let's get into it here. Let's see. Oversold on the daily. You are going to see your downside, like the strength of your downside. It's going to come. You think that it's been strong now to the downside. It's just been steady pacing, man. The strength, man, and you're below your 50. Wow. That's not good. Yeah, man. You're going to see the stronger moves to the downside probably this week. Looking at the weekly itself, stronger looking RSI, not bad. Rejected the 60, which isn't necessarily encouraging. You are below the 50, somewhat neutral. You're not in the bearish area of control yet. You can get into it, but as long as you're not like closing into it, that would look good. Let's go to the 4-hour, see if that confirms what I'm saying. Yeah, man, look at this. You're in a downtrend in your 4-hour, firmly entrenched. Lower highs, lower lows. You're about to be oversold in your downtrend on the 4-hour and oversold on the daily. Not a good combo, man. Really not a good combo. Rejecting this, yeah, it does not, really doesn't look good, man. Wow. My, what a turn indeed. I thought I'd have some more hope for HBAR after a drop like this, but you guys, I do think that the drop has just begun, and we're going to see the strength, the full strength of it come soon. And that doesn't mean that this thing's going to zero. I keep saying that, and I really mean it. It doesn't mean this thing's going to zero, but you could see new lows compared to this cycle, for sure. Let's see if anything else lines up with that. Just real quick before I sign off here. Low to high, because I feel like this whole video has been me just shitting on HBAR. Okay, so what's nice in the long term of things. You've found support on this area once, you've found support on this area twice, you're coming back for a third pass. So that does mean, likely, in that kind of scenario, that you would find support on the 786 or the 886 here, which does look like it ties in with from low to high here. Yeah, look at that, man. The 1618 is right in the middle of that range, right there, at about 2 cents. That's crazy. That is crazy, man. I did not think that, man. Crazy. It might not go that low. Maybe you find support at the 1272 here, you know, something like that. You don't have to go all the way to the 786. Come here, let's see. You don't have to go all the way down to the 786. You could still find support in this area overall, but I do think, I am starting to think for sure, not for sure, but with a certain degree of likelihood that you do break below this low, and even a certain degree that you break below this low here. I don't think that you're going to break to new all-time lows, but man, it doesn't look good in the short term for HBAR. Sad to say. Maybe this bearish candle is actually more bearish than I thought it was, to be completely fair. Anyways, guys, sorry to be the bearer of bad news. I would love to see this thing just go sky high, and I think it will in time, but just at the current moment, like most altcoins, it's got lower lows to go. And that's all I got for you. So if you liked the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to see more, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.